Hi, world. Hi, my beautiful, wonderful, and amazing people. How are you? I trust that you're doing magical. It's a wonderful, fun, amazing, great, and awesome day to be alive. And I am truly, truly, truly grateful to be alive. I am thankful and I am happy. And I hope that you're happy. Okay? And with that said, I am going to send you love, peace, happiness, and abundance in all good, wonderful, amazing things. May you be blessed. Receive peace of mind, happiness, and love in everything. Do not blame life. Blame your choices and do not blame anything. Live life without regrets. Do not blame anything, okay? Just live and enjoy life. And like I always say, take everything one step at a time and one day at a time. Do not live with regrets. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody. Nobody is perfect. So just live your life and take everything one step at a time and enjoy life. Okay? Now, today we're going to jump into chapter 5 of the same book. You Can Do It by John Mason. And chapter 5 says, even postage stamps become useless when they get stuck on themselves. Even postage stamps become useless when they get stuck on themselves. If you are only looking out for yourself, look out. Wesley Herbert said, there is nothing quite so dead as a self-centered man, a man who holds himself up as a self-made success and measures himself by himself and is pleased with the result. Is your favorite letter I? Listen, the core of sin is I, no matter how you spell it. The core of sin is I, no matter how you spell it. That's by Ed Cole. The only reason pride lifts you up is to let you down. The only reason pride lifts you up is to let you down. Some time ago, when I answered the phone, the voice on the other end said, "Bang, you're dead." I paused. I didn't know what to think about what had been said to me. Then I heard the familiar voice of James Campbell, a client of mine, saying, "John, just calling to remind you that we need to die to ourselves every day." This is true. There is always room at the top for anyone who is willing to say, "I'll serve," and means it. There is always room at the top for anyone who is willing to say, "I'll serve," and means it. Several years ago, I was listening to Zig Ziglar, whose presentation included the words, "You'll always have everything in life that you want if you'll help enough other people get what they want. You'll always have everything in life that you want if you'll help enough other people get what they want. Help people." When I heard this, something went off inside me. I made a conscious decision to incorporate that concept into my life. It has made a tremendous difference. True leadership always begins with servanthood. True leadership always begins with servanthood, while selfishness always ends in destruction. Selfishness always ends in destruction. Selfishness always ends in self-destruction. Okay? John Ruskin said, when a man is wrapped up in himself, he makes a pretty small package. When a man is wrapped up in himself, he makes a pretty small package. Being a servant is not always the most natural thing to do. We are all conditioned to think about ourselves. That is one reason 97% of all people will write their own names when they are offered a new pen to try. 97% of all people write their own names when they are offered a new pen to try. Isn't that so? So true. Despite our tendency towards self promotion, it is always true that more is accomplished when nobody cares who gets the credit. Despite our tendency towards self promotion, it is always true that more is accomplished when nobody cares who gets the credit. God has always called us to serve those who we lead. God has always called us to serve those who we lead. Be willing to serve without trying to reap the benefits. A lot of people, they do not give anything unless they're getting something in return. No. Be willing to serve without trying to reap the benefits. Before looking for a way to get, look for a way to give. Before looking for a way to get something, yes, look for a way to give. So before looking for a way to get, look for a way to give. No one is truly a success in life until he or she has learned how to serve. No one is truly a success in life until he or she learned how to serve. The old saying is true. The way to the throne room is through the servants' quarters. The way to the throne room is through the servants' quarters. One of the most powerful decisions you can make in life is to do something for someone who does not have the power or resources to return the favor. We all know this. One of the most powerful decisions you can make in life is to do something for someone who does not have the power or the resources to return the favor. Help others. In Matthew chapter 23, verse 11, our Lord says, "He that is greatest among you shall be your servant." And in Matthew 20, verse 26 to 27, he declares, "Whoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, and whoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant." When you give of yourself to help other people, you cannot help but be abundantly rewarded. When you give of yourself to help other people, you cannot help but be abundantly rewarded. Because the Bible tells you, he that gives to the poor lends to God. It's in Proverbs. He that gives to the poor lends to God. Norman Vincent Peale observed, "The man who lives for himself is a failure. The man who lives for himself is a failure." That is why a lot of people who are selfish, they are miserable. The man who lives for himself is a failure. Even if he gains much wealth, power, or position, he is still a failure. Conceit makes us fools. Conceit makes us fools. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. That's Proverbs 26, verse 12. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. That is the reason why I always say, do not be wise in your own eyes. I always say that. Only a stupid man is wise in his own eyes. The man who believes in nothing but himself lives in a very small world. The man who believes in nothing but himself lives in a very small world. The best way to be happy is to forget yourself and focus on other people. Not forget looking after you. Right? Do not forget about looking after yourself. But everything cannot be about me, 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 me. You have to help people. That is what you're here for, helping, growing, serving. We all came on earth to help somebody. If it is even one person, help somebody. without looking for anything in return. Henry Courtney said, "The bigger a man's head gets, the easier it is to fill his shoes." The bigger a man's head gets, the easier it is to fill his shoes. A swelled head always proves there is plenty of room for improvement. The greatest magnifying glass in the world are a man's own eyes, and when they look upon his own person. Let me say that again. The greatest magnifying glass in the world are a man's own eyes when they look upon his own person. When you look inside yourself, when you start to inspect yourself, soul searching, search yourself. That's the greatest magnifying glass. Alexander Pope. Egotism is the only disease where the patient feels well while making everyone else around him feel sick. Egotism is the only disease where the patient feels well while making everyone else around him feel sick. Egotism blossoms but bears no fruit. Egotism blossoms but bear no fruit. Those who sing their own praises seldom receive an encore. Haven't we heard? Self-praise is no recommendation, right? Yes. So, those who sing their own praises seldom receive an encore. Charles Eliot intones. Don't think too much of yourself. Try to cultivate the habit of thinking of others. Don't think too much of yourself. That's why Bob Marley said, the great Bob Marley, he said in one of his interviews, or most of his interviews, he said, "My life is not mine. My life is for people. If I can't serve people, there's no reason for me to live." That's what he said, right? So he said, don't think too much of yourself. Try to cultivate the habit of thinking of others. This will reward you. Selfishness always brings its own revenge. Selfishness always brings its own revenge. While gazing upon selfish accomplishments, the arrogant often miss God by failing to see what He is doing. While gazing upon selfish accomplishments, the arrogant often miss God by failing to see what He is doing, right? When you're focused on yourself, you can't focus on God. You don't see what God is doing in your life because you're so focused on yourself. You're too arrogant. You're too proud. A lot of people are even too proud to pray. A lot of people are even too proud to say they worship God, or too much arrogance, too much pride, too proud. No good. Rick Renner said, "Don't miss the plan of God by self-consumption." Don't miss the plan of God by self-consumption. When you are on a high horse, the best thing to do is to dismount at once. When you're on a high horse, the best thing to do is to dismount at once. Get off your high horse. A lot of people sit on their high horse thinking that they're better than everybody else or they're better than other people. Not good. Get off your high horse. Help others. Look out for other people. Right? That's the way to live. You become happy by doing that. Do not neglect yourself, but help others. Look out for other people. Try to develop a good relationship, but if you can't have a good relationship with yourself, you can't have a good relationship with other people. Some people do not know how to be a friend because they're not even a friend to their own self. You understand? So when you're a friend to yourself, you can be a friend to others. Right? Be a friend. Okay? Be a friend to yourself. As my father always say, seek a friend before you need a friend. Right? Okay. So when you're on a high horse, the best thing to do is to dismount at once. You can't push yourself forward by patting yourself on the back. You can't push yourself forward by patting yourself on the back. Burton Hillis remarked, "It is fine to believe in ourselves, but we mustn't be too easily convinced." It is fine to believe in ourselves, but we mustn't be too easily convinced. An egotist is his own best friend. The fellow who is deeply in love with himself should get a divorce. The fellow who is deeply in love with himself should get a divorce. Another famous poem describes it well. When days are hot and flies are thick, use horse sense, cooperate. This is a truth all horses know. They learned it many centuries ago. One tail on duty at the rear can't reach that fly behind the ear. But two tails, when arranged with proper craft, can do the job both fore and aft. Horses help each other because his tail can't reach everywhere, so horses help each other, right? So we should help each other. People who boast of being self-made usually have a few parts missing. People who boast of being self-made usually have a few parts missing. They're not telling you everything. They're not telling you how they become all self-made. They have secrets. You can recognize a self-made man. His head is oversized and his arms long enough to pat himself on the back. A conceited person never gets anywhere because he thinks he is already there. A conceited person never gets anywhere because he thinks he is already there. You know, too much, you're too all that. No, it's not good. Change your favorite word from I to you. Help each other. Some people are so selfish. And another thing, a lot of people put material things over people. They cherish material things more than they help people. Help others. Do not think anything is too good to give to somebody. Do not think that your money is too much to help somebody or your car is too good for somebody to drive in or no. Help others. When you die, you cannot take the material things with you. Cherish who you see here. Be at peace with people. Learn to have a good relationship with people. But before that, develop a good relationship with yourself. Find yourself. Build on yourself before you can have a good relationship with other people. Look out for other people. Not that you're going to look out for people and neglect yourself. No. But when you're coming from a pure space and you're real, kindness comes naturally to you. When you're real within yourself and you're real with other people, you're naturally kind and compassionate. Okay? Try to just put aside all the things, because a lot of I don't trust anybody. That's okay. You don't have to trust anybody, but still help. And from that, how can you be compassionate and kind? All starts here. Love. Love. You have love inside of your heart. You become love. And when you flow from a space of love and pureness and realness, when you're real, when you're real, when you're pure, it's automatic. You're automatically kind and compassionate to other people. Stop looking what you can gain from helping people. You do not have to gain anything from that person that you helped. Many times, the people that you help aren't the one to come and bless you. Strangers bless you. You know why? Because God is still looking out for you because of your kindness, your compassion that you've showed to others. Be kind, be gentle. And if you encounter somebody who isn't nice or kind, still just be kind, be gentle, and just move forward. You know, because you can't change everybody. You're not responsible for saving anybody, but just help. Just be kind. A few kind words, a few smile here, now and then. Just be kind. That is all there is to it. Nothing else. You know? You don't need to be the world. You don't need to give the world. Just be kind. The Bible says, I can give everything I own to the poor, but if I have that love, I have nothing. That is why I say it starts from a space of love, a pure space of love. And love yourself first. Become love. That is the only way you can love somebody or give love to somebody else. All in here from a pure space. Just be kind, be gentle, be compassionate. Love yourself. Work on yourself. And take everything one day at a time and one step at a time. And give back. Give back. If you do not want to give anybody on the street or something, donate to some homes, to charity, to something. Give back. Because when you give back, your blessings multiply. The more you give, the more you get. Just do not overdo. You know what to give from what not to give. And do not give people the worst. Do not give people things that you do not want. And again, I say it because a lot of people, they think that something is too good to give to somebody else. They have this shirt or this bag. They think that it is too beautiful. It is too good to give to somebody else. No, I've seen it many times. Give from a pure space. Do not think that anything is too good to give to somebody else. Be kind. Be gentle. After all, you're saving up all those material things for what? Even if you have kids, how much of it are they going to use and accumulate? And like I said, if you do not want to give anybody on the street, do like all the other wealthy people. They give back to charity. They have foundations. Give back. It's the right thing to do. Give back. And with that said, love, peace, happiness, joy, and abundance. I love you all. And let love radiate and shines from you every day. If you haven't gotten to that space yet, or that place, work on yourself. Okay? And wearing my Visage shirt. My Visage shirt. Shout out to my sister clothing line. Yes. So guys, take care. Put God first in all things. And do everything from a pure space. Love you all. Bye.